Welcome to the Campground Catalyst Podcast, the show dedicated to fueling success in outdoor hospitality. Whether you're an outdoor adventurer, a campground owner, or looking to build your legacy in outdoor hospitality, you're right where you need to be. We're here to guide you through the fascinating world of campground management, unique real estate strategies, and the gratifying opportunities created by outdoor hospitality. Our mission is to inspire and equip you with the knowledge and insights you need to build a successful business and create a legacy worth leaving. The Campground Catalyst Podcast is proudly sponsored by Beyonder Camp, your trusted outdoor hospitality experts. Subscribe now, join our active online community, and let's ignite our passions and potential together. Welcome to the Campground Catalyst Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Lendy, one of the co-founders of Beyonder Camp. Here with the rest of my team and your co-hosts of this show, we're going to be introducing you to the podcast for campground owners and those who aspire to buy and invest in campgrounds. We're excited to have you on the journey today. As this is our first episode, we're going to introduce the show, introduce the hosts, and tell you a little bit about us. I'm going to go first and give a very brief introduction of myself, and then I'm going to turn the mic over to each of my co-hosts here today to give their introductions as well too, and then we'll get the ball rolling from there. So just to lead off, my name is Adam Lendy. As I mentioned, I'm one of the co-founders of Beyonder Camp. We are a group that purchases and operates RV campgrounds, resorts, and marinas. We started in 2020, and we've amassed 6 properties since then, a 7th that we manage, a third party. So, we are up and coming experts in the RV campground and outdoor hospitality space. We're excited to share with you the wealth of knowledge we have gained in our short time in existence. And of course, the different correlative experiences we have amongst our executive team with you to help you on your journey into outdoor hospitality. So very brief introduction of myself, but just to provide a little bit of background as to who I am and what got me here today. Real estate's been in my blood for a number of years. And, this was a journey that started with co-host and co-founder Justin Hoggett here. We were actually on a camping trip when we developed the concept behind our company, Beyonder Camp. Decided we wanted to buy campgrounds and have fun real estate we could actually use and get out and enjoy and take our families to go see, as opposed to some of the other assets that just wasn't attainable with. This was built on a background of other related experiences in real estate brokerage, which helped develop our sales arm of the company to where we acquire properties into the brand. We do our due diligence on them. We purchase the properties. This came from a background in business coaching that really helps with the team development and the personnel and staffing development of the company that has gotten us to where we are today, at least before we began growing and bringing on more advanced talent to take on some of those roles. And then, of course, too, I had a totally unrelated background in law enforcement, but that's what really propelled me and pushed me to want to be a business owner and get on my own, is not being a W-2 employee anymore, not being part of somebody else's vision. So that's what brought us to where we are today. So that's a brief introduction on me, Adam. We're going to go around and introduce all 4 of your hosts today, just so you can understand who you're going to be hearing week in, week out as the Campground Catalyst podcast continues. I'll turn the mic over to Justin Hoggett next. Justin, as I mentioned, of course, co-host and co-founder of Beyonder. Go ahead, Justin.
All right. Thank you, Adam. And so he's looking at me. We're in the same room here, but, well said. Definitely excited to get this video cast going and share a little bit more of our journey along the way, and hopefully allow others to learn a few things as well. So, it started with my first single family home as a rental about a dozen years ago. And here we are today, as Adam mentioned, we're really excited to continue in the campground journey to the asset class that we can use and enjoy, and not just, have tenants in our properties, but really share the experiences and memories and create lasting memories for our kids. That was one of our goals, and just really getting into this for the love of the outdoors, and that's how we officially met was outdoors, and the love of real estate, and then the love of flying. We paraglide together, and now we fly together, fixed plane aircraft, but we definitely enjoy being outdoors as much as we can, bike riding, hiking, biking, camping. We definitely partake in a lot of different activities, and loving the journey that we're on, and the team members that we've got with us today. So carried on, Dawn.
All right, thanks, Justin. So my name is Don Spafford. I've been investing in real estate since 2017. Began with a fourplex and started to scale from there, buying a couple more out of state, and then got in some development projects. I got involved in some bigger, large development projects of like 600 doors, construction projects. And my background prior to that was actually in the equity markets. I worked almost 20 years for a financial firm that provides back office support for investment advisors. And that was, I guess, long ago. My intention was just to get involved with the finance side of things. I like numbers, I like money, I guess. So I wanted to combine those, and it seemed like a way to go to be like a wealth manager. But the 2008 crash kind of really affected me and made me realize that I don't want to be in control of people's money and be responsible if things go south and have no control in that. My wife became a realtor around 2012, which is where we really got involved in real estate and made me guess open my eyes to that as a possible investment option. And as I was growing it and scaling my portfolio and seeing the competition and the numbers just weren't working in my opinion in 2021 for multifamily, I started looking to other asset classes that were out there and came across campgrounds as another viable option and makes sense in the area where I live in Idaho. And as I started researching more and getting, connecting with people that are in that space, I met Adam, and that's how I came on board and became part of the team. And I like this niche a lot, mainly because we're not like as I think Justin said, we're not dealing so much with tenants and have to deal with those kind of problems of evictions and increasing rents to cause a burden on people to choose between rent or food or other things like that. So it's just a much more fun niche to be in, and remove some of those I guess fears or things that can affect your mental state when at night you're worrying about tenant problems.
All right. Amen. Thanks, Don. And finally, we'll turn it over to last but not least, our Director of Operations at Beyonder Camp, Robert Earl. Robert, go ahead.
Fantastic. I'm glad to be here on Campground Catalyst. I focus on the campground management systems implementation, bring a little bit of a unique perspective to the group here in that my wife and I are full-time RVers. So 2 years ago, we sold our house in the Clearwater, Florida area, moved into, at that time, a Class A. We've now, shall we say, upgraded to a fifth wheel, and over that period of time have visited 31 different states. So we've been able to make our way to our Beyonder holding campgrounds, but also be able to visit other campgrounds. We always have a notepad ready. We're always taking notes and getting information about the journey. Have a background in the other side of real estate from these individuals in actually building a real estate team, and then also building Keller Williams offices over the years. So really have looked at it from the organizational side, the people side. Also have a passion for IndyCar racing and working with some of the IndyCar and Road to Indy teams and drivers. So really look at that teamwork aspect, and what a better place to make memories than either on the track or at the campground.
Yeah, Robert, if you show me your map, I'll show you mine. I get, you make me remember, that is kind of how I started as well, is having the trip around the country with my family and having 30, I think it was maybe 35 states. Now I forget entirely, but then two provinces as well. And really just showing the kids the country and doing the same thing as you, researching, making offers on properties while we were out there, taking notes. How is this such a great opportunity for not just us, but our investors as well?
Yep. All right. Well, very good. Let's talk about what the show is going to be for those who are joining us for the first time. First off, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to explore this new podcast. We are looking to bring tremendous value to everybody who really enjoys outdoor recreation and hospitality. Even those who are so inclined to buy their own outdoor hospitality properties or who are looking to buy their first. We've got multiple components to the show for how it's going to be structured. So we're going to bring a little bit of something for everybody, and a lot for those who choose to join us on a regular basis. But the point being, our primary mission at Campground Catalyst is to empower campground owners, investors, and outdoor enthusiasts. And of course, like I said, even those who are aspiring to get into the space. We're going to be providing a lot of information on how to get in. If you're looking to purchase or build your first campground, you can follow along our journey with us. Every week we're going to come with a different topic, a slightly different angle. We're going to look at different parts of the business based on our own relative experience as both an acquisitions team that buys and acquires existing campgrounds, a team that's actually working on breaking into outdoor hospitality development, working on first opportunities in that space. A group that has done this by bringing in investor capital, bridging the gap that a lot of aspiring campground owners can't make in putting forward the money they need to get into this space. And then, of course, the most important thing for those who own a campground or who are about to own one, really talking about where the rubber meets the road, getting the operations side and the campground management side down so that you can be successful in your space. So of course, our commitment is to helping you learn and grow. But the other side of this too is, as you've heard today from especially with Justin and Robert, this is a passion-driven business for a lot of us. We love the freedom of being outdoors, the freedom of travel, and the ability to roam and explore. So this is something that's deep-seated in us, and there's a lifestyle component too. As Robert mentioned, he and his wife have the pleasure of being full-time RVers, living on the road, getting to really live wherever they park. And that's something that really resonates with a lot of people who are in this space, even if they own a campground in a fixed location. That's what brought them in, is that passion, that freedom. So we're going to discuss, of course, what the format of the show is going to look like. You can think about Campground Catalyst as your hub in outdoor hospitality, and we're going to have multiple ways that we categorize the different episodes based on their topics. So if you are really intent on just one area of the business that we've described already, or one segment of outdoor recreation, then you can tune into just that section, or you can at least have an idea as you stage your listening of our podcast to which categories you're going to focus on. So the four unique, we're going to call them sub shows. You're going to be able to tell when you pull these up in your podcast player by the color of their icon and by the name on them, what it's going to be focused on are going to be memory makers. This is going to be a sub show that is developed for campground owners and managers. This is going to be, we are in the memory business. We are focused on creating memories for our guests. Obviously, it's going to parlay into our own memories as well too. But this is going to be the show that's focused on campground owners and managers, the operation side of the business, understanding how to run a business operation, how to staff your campground, how to choose a reservation system, and get all the pieces in place for operation to ensure that once you've achieved the goal of owning the campground, you can remain solvent and, of course, hopefully profitable in your journey towards your goals. The second sub show is going to be Campfire Cash Flow. This is going to be the show for real estate professionals and for those who are buying their first campground. This is going to be where we get into the real nuts and bolts of understanding the type of real estate that we own, because sometimes we don't always own the real estate. A lot of the best RV campgrounds and resorts in the country are on land that we don't own, that we can't own, where we have to obtain a land lease from the federal government or from another authority. So, we're going to talk to you through the process of how you find these properties, how you understand their value, how you create an offer on the properties, perform due diligence, get through the process so you can then focus on the memory making side and operate that campground. And then, of course, legacy builders. This is going to be a side that really should be a focus of everybody listening, whether you have a campground, whether you aspire to own a campground, or whether you don't. If your goal is to be a Robert and be a full-time RVer, and maybe you don't want to work in the space, everybody should be focused on how you can build generational wealth. Be that through investing in campgrounds, or other paths of running your business in such a way that you can create a willable asset to your heirs to move on. So this is going to be the corner of the show that's focused on how do you take the fruits of your labor and your efforts today and turn this into something that's going to pay dividends in the long run for you. And then finally, of course, this is going to be probably the more fun part of our show, is going to be the Adventure Bound segment. Adventure Bound is going to be our RV lifestyle segment. We're going to talk about, if you're new to camping, new to RVing, if you want to get some, insight from somebody like Robert, who's been on the road for a few years and has a lot of experience and a wealth of knowledge that he can share about best places to go, how to find places, RVs, how to shop for RVs, anything that has to do with the actual experience of RVing itself. That's going to be the focus of that segment of the show. We'll all weigh in with our own relative experiences. And again, some of it might just be about, a great place that we went, a hidden gem that, we're maybe willing to share on the show. So that's the basic overview, guys. Did I miss anything on those segments?
Sounds like you got it.
No, I'm
Pretty good.
really excited. I'm excited about that memory maker aspect, because how many times have we had campground owners, or we have individuals that contact us that have said, I broke ground and I've got this piece of land and I really don't know what to do with it, and how do I get septic and how do I connect, and I think I can put RV sites on it. And that's one extreme of the person just getting started. The other extreme is the campground owner that's been running the campground for 20, 30 years, or it's the second generation, and they're so tied to the campground that they can't get out and see the other parts of the world. They're locked into that season of April through October, and they never get to get out of the campground. And working with someone like Don, they can really invest in other campgrounds and be able to get out and see the country. But that ability to make those memories based upon the campground and the journey is really exciting to me.
Amen to that, Robert. Well, very good. So to give a little more focus for those listening, obviously, like I said, this is our introductory episode. We're introducing you to the show. This will be an interactive show going forward, and this is also going to be an interactive community going forward of outdoor hospitality professionals. So in the show notes, we're going to have contact information on how you can reach out to us with questions. Again, the 4 areas of focus. If you have a question, if you have a show topic suggestion, if you have something that you just want to know more about, we want to be your experts. And if we don't have the answer, we want to find you the answer, because there's a good chance it's going to help us and somebody else who's listening. So, of course, most importantly, if you're getting into the space, if you're already in the space, jump in the show notes, reach out to us. We're going to have an email, and we're also going to have a contact form for how you can, relate that information to us. We are building an online community, which is going to be released here within the next 30 days. This is going to be for campground owners to join, converse, share with one another. So beyond our own experience, we're going to be looking to call on the expertise and experiences of others who have decades of experience in the space, to get questions answered, to help people along. My experience thus far in our time in outdoor hospitality, just working with the campground owners we have worked with over the years, is this is a group of people who are very giving. I think you have to have that in you to be in the hospitality space. But these folks love to share their information. Very proud of the systems they've built and the process and lessons they've learned along the way. So we want to bring this to you. We want to get questions answered. This is going to be a very interactive show. You can follow us on social media. That's another great way to know about new episodes coming up. We are on Facebook, Instagram. We are on X, the former Twitter. So lots of ways that you can get questions to us, understand about new shows coming out. Patreon page is live. That's going to be where we build that first online community. So, of course, if you jump over to our Patreon page, which you can access through campgroundcatalyst.com, which is the show's website, you'll be able to join there. That's going to be the initial online community for those who want to get questions answered, and also, of course, gain some extra perks from the show as well, too, that we'll have available over there. And then finally, what we're really building toward is we as a group of entrepreneurs, we as a company, are in the spirit of giving and sharing our experiences. We're looking to help empower others in this space, just understanding that if we can elevate our other business owners in the space, it's going to elevate the entire industry. So this is a synergistic and collaborative experience. We're going to be building toward creating a mastermind community. That is the goal of this show, is to build an army of people who are in the spirit of giving, in the spirit of growth, to elevate the outdoor hospitality space. Guys, is there anything else you'd like to add to that? Anything about the mission of the show, where we're headed?
Just creating that community, I think, is so exciting, because we have the campgrounds that we want to create communities within. We want to create we've had the community of camping in general. When we tour the country, we have multiple friends that have come together, and and then all the sharing of experiences and what we've learned, and what other areas of the country have certain aspects, and where can we go to experience different things. And it's going to be so exciting to hear from our guests as well on what they see and what they hear, and how we can all come together and improve this space. We can laugh, learn, live the experiences of others as well. So really looking forward to this whole
I thought you were going to say we could live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm excited to provide a resource for campground owners and operators that are out there that have questions, as Rob alluded to earlier, that need to know how to do certain things and need a place to go and find information, and be part of a community that they can ask others as well and share information. And Above and beyond that, with of course what we do with Beyonder is that even then, many of them probably don't know or don't realize that they can still, they may want to own more campgrounds, but don't have resources or don't know how, but they can therefore invest in more campgrounds and therefore, be a part owner in other campgrounds to continue to build their own wealth and income for themselves and for their family. And eventually, as Robert mentioned too, also to get out of the business, right? Still own their property, but not be in the business on a day-to-day basis. Be able to go and enjoy their life and enjoy what they've built to create for themselves.
And admittedly, I'm looking forward to some of the war stories that the campground owners or investors have as well. A couple of bruises that they've gotten along the way, or a couple of things. It's always nice to hear those things, not to create a, shall we say, bitch session, if I'm allowed to say that. I guess I am on YouTube or whatever. But having a forum where they can share, hey, I tried that, it didn't work, or I did try that and it did work, and especially in different parts of the country or different formats. Maybe they were with a particular franchise and moved away from it. I really want to hear those types of stories as to what their success and failures were, so that we can all learn along the way.
Yeah, I hope we're all humble enough to really realize that not one person or one of us has the answers to everything, right? And then that's, I think, the goal of everything here is to let's share, let's learn from each other, let's hear from each other, and yeah, just to reiterate, just loving the upcoming episodes and all the information that we're going to hear in the questions. And again, like Adam said, if we don't have the answer, we're going to go find it, because there are some really good ideas out there that I really look forward to hearing, and then some good questions that I hope we can collectively answer for everyone.
Yeah, no doubt, on the humility side of things, we're going to be sharing a few of our own black eyes over the years. I mean, lessons are learned on the battlefield, and we've undoubtedly learned our own share. And, but we're also going to call upon the experience of the community to get their insight in things, so we can help not repeat each other's mistakes and duplicate what people are doing that's working well.
I had a full head of hair when I got into business. So yeah, I can.
You had a full head of hair this morning. All right. Well, very good. As I mentioned, of course, we're excited to have you on this Campground Catalyst journey with us. We look forward to your participation on making this show better, helping us with show topics, helping bring us questions and information, and giving back to others. So that's going to start, of course, with the Patreon online community. Like I said, you can access that from campgroundcatalyst.com. Please subscribe on your podcast player. Make sure that you can get our episodes dropped as they get released. Like I said, watch out for the color of those icons. That's going to indicate to you which category they're in. We're all going to have a little different weight in each one of those as it relates to our own expertise and area of focus. So we look forward to being your curators, your guides on this journey. Thank you so much for joining us on this introductory tour. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Campground Catalyst Podcast, where we take you behind the scenes in the fun and gratifying world of outdoor hospitality. We hope you were inspired by today's show and better equipped to take the next steps in your journey. Remember, you can continue the conversation and connect with fellow enthusiasts by visiting our website and joining the Campground Catalyst community on Patreon at campgroundcatalyst.com. There, Patreon members get exclusive access to special listener perks, they get their opportunity to engage with the host, and they get their questions answered on one of our future upcoming shows. The Campground Catalyst Podcast is proudly sponsored by Beyonder Camp, your trusted partner in fueling your success in outdoor hospitality. Until next time, keep both your campfires and your passions burning.